साहिब जीओ। नानक नाम निरंजन जानिया, कीनी प्रेम भगत लिवलाई। ताते अंगद अंग संग भयो सायर, तिन शब्द सुरत की नीव रखाई। गुर अमरदास की अकात्र कथा है, एक जी कछ कही ना जाई। सोटी श्रेष्ठ सकल तारन को, अब गुरु रामदास को मिली बड़ाई। हम अंधे अंध बिखै बिखराते, क्यों चाल है गुर चाली। सतगुर दया करे सुख दाता, हम लावै आपन पाली। गुर सिख मीत चलो गुर चाली, जो गुर कह सोई भल मानो। हर हर कथा निराली। गुर सिख मीत चलो गुर चाली, जो गुर कह सोई पल मानो। हर हर कथा निराली। धन धन सतगुरु श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज जी की साजी नवाजी गुरु रूप गुरु खालसा साध संगत जीओ। सो आप जी कृपा करो, असीसां अते आग्या बख्शो कि जो गुरु साहिब जी की कृपा नाल जिहड़े श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज जी ने 52 हुक्मनामे बख्शे, संगतां नूं वचन बख्शे। श्री हजूर साहिब जी की धरती ते उन्हां दे 17वें हुक्मनामे की कथा सांझी करन वास्ते आप जी ने आग्या दे असीसां बख्शनियां। सो द हुक्मनामे विच श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज, the 10th king Kalgidhar Pita, blessed the Khalsa Panth, blessed mankind with in Nandir Tarti in South India, in Maharashtra, in Sri Huzur Sahib, those 52 bhajans. We're going to start the Katha of the 17th Hukamnama. So what I'm asking for to start with is the Agya, which means the permission, and the Sisan, the blessings of Sangha to start this Hukamnama's Katha. So सारे ने हाथ जोड़ के शीश झुका के, putting your hands together, bowing your head to Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, our respect and our humility. फतेह दी सांझ करनी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। So before we start this Hukamnama's Katha, I think it's worth reflecting on the journey that collectively the Sangat have been on. 5 years ago, I think 2014, with Maharaj's Kirpa, we started the Sukhmani Sahib's Katha, and at that time it was 2 Singhs that started the Katha 5 years ago, and in that time Guruji's blessings went through whole of Sukhmani Sahib. There's 24 Pauriyan, there's 24 Aspadiyan, in each Aspadi 8 Pauriyan, so 8 times 24, if anyone's quick at maths could work it out, and so that's how many weeks approximately we've been going. The Singhs who started the Katha, so like myself and Bhai, we were nowhere to be seen towards at the end of the Katha, and how new set of Singhs finished that Katha, which is a blessing from Guru Sahib as well. So again, forever thankful and grateful to Jagmohan Singh and Amarpreet Singh, who come every week from Hounslow and Watford to actually join the Sangat with Guru Sikhi and teach the Sangat and actually go on and do Katha every week. So we're forever grateful to them as well. And it's easier through a local person like me from Slough. I'll put about 2 minutes on it, but for those like it's an actual 25 to 30 minute journey, traffic, so I think it's worth almost giving them a shout out or something, you know, but saying thank you to Gobind Maharaj's Azuri as well. And then after the Sukhmani Sahib Katha, Guru Sahib's blessings, they started the 52 Hukamnama Katha, and they're looking at each Hukamnama. Before I go and introduce the Hukamnama, I just want to start with the Bhakti of Bhai Gurdas Ji. Now Bhai Gurdas Ji is an eminent Sikh scholar. He is one of the most important figures in Sikh history. They were the first Likhari, the first scribe of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Guru Arjan Dev Ji would already dictate the Gurbani, and Bhai Gurdas Ji would write the Gurbani. So Bhai Gurdas Ji is a unique place. Guru Sahib Ji blessed them with the Varat, the Bachan, that if anybody wants to understand the Gurbani of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Bhai Gurdas Ji's Vara, their writings are like the key, or Kunji Rupya. And Bhai Gurdas Ji, in a certain body in their writings, in the Vara of Bhai Gurdas Ji, when I read those 6 bhakti, those 6 sentences, for me, I start thinking to myself, it's about taking responsibility and ownership of one's actions and deeds. And in those 6 lines, they give various metaphors to help us understand what Maharaj is saying. Then one of the metaphors is, for example, you can't blame the fire if the food is overcooked when you're nowhere to be seen watching the food and actually watching and cooking it essentially. You're just piche kaam karte hain. जो प्रसाद को आग लगी फिर आग दी फोड़ तो नहीं, you can't blame the fire. But the one book that really stuck out to me was when sanjam rogi mara chita vedana rose. So Bhai Gurdas Ji says that if when sanjam, without discipline, without self-constraint, without control, rogi mara, someone who's a patient, koi bimari lagi hai, they die, chita vedana rose. You can't blame the doctor. कई ना doctors have साडा बंदा ही मर गया sugar तो उसी देखे sugar हुई, but जिन्होंने the बंदा we're talking about, he didn't have no control on his diet, on his lifestyle. फिर doctor ने की गलती है, फिर doctor ने इलाज दसिया कि भाई तो परहेज कर, भाई तो बच गया. The doctor said stop this, try and lead a different lifestyle. So Bhai Gurdas Ji says Vin sanjam rogi mare chit vedana rose. You can't blame the doctor if the patient does not practice self-constraint. And I think this is what the summary of today's Hukamnama is. The doctor is Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. The doctor is Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. The doctor are the Guru Sahibans. We are the patients. And in today's Hukamnama, Guru Sahib Ji tells us to practice restraint. Keep by control, keep control. The Hukamnama is Jagat-jootth, tambaaku, bikhiaa da tiaag karna. The doctor warns us, tells us that falane usually has a falane effect. There's X, Y, and Z. You indulge in this, the effect is the result as you see in front of you. The Guru Sahib now through this Hukamnama will tell us, as a doctor, that this is what you need to be careful of. This is what you need to be wary of. Baki saadi marji, kare ya na kare, wo saadi problem hai. You can't blame the Guru कि आपने smoking cigars and then the Baki blame the Guru for why we've got lung cancer. It's pretty simple, as a formula. So what the Hukamnama is, it's the 17th Hukamnama, Jagat-jootth, tambaaku, bikhiaa, da tiaag karna. And what they're saying, Jagat-jootth is something which contaminates the world. Jagat means the world, jootth means contamination. And what does Maharaj use, the contamination of the word, those 3 words? What does Maharaj use for? Is tobacco. Just solely tobacco. That in mythology, in the history of Punjab, tobacco is known as Jagat-jootth. Bikhiaa da tiaag karna. Bikhiaa means poison. Obviously, hopefully nobody willingly takes poison. Mari moti you take a couple of sips of it here and there, It shouldn't be a pleasure that we all go through, hopefully not much get bagre. So, Jagat-jootth tambaaku, bikhiaa da tiaag karna. Tiaag means to not indulge in, not to take part in. Karna means to do. So do not take part in Jagat-jootth, tambaaku, tobacco, and poison. Now what is poison? There's so many different types of poison. You can have those poisons, poisonous plants, poison in a bottle, in a you get tablets as well, cyanide tablets, which a lot of people took in the 47 as well, and during the partition. But Maharaj says, actually, let's think about poison in a little bit more depth. One is immediate death by poison. By taking a tablet or taking a drink, it immediately kills you. The second is a slow poison, a slow death. And Maharaj in Gurbani over and over again refers to sharab, intoxications, alcohol, tobacco, bhang, weed, all of this. generically uses the word poison for them. When we look into our old scholars and our old scholarly work, in the Mahan Kosh, which was written in the 1900s by Singh, when you look into the word, it's an experience in itself. The book's about this thick, and trying to find the pages, looking for each word. It's a dictionary of all the words used in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Obviously, I worked on it digitally, found it online, but it's an experience you can imagine our old scholars going through and looking through the pages of history to understand the Bani. So in the Mahan Kosh, when they describe the word bik or bikhiaa, they give the following three meanings. They say jar, poison. The second meaning they give is at-taram di kamai, which means the kamai, the collection or the earnings of at-taramic karams. So the collection of actions which are at-taramic, which are not faithful, which are not religiously or faithfully inclined. And the third one they give is maya, as big, as poison. Maya being money, being financial kind of gain, or having too much money. Maya uses those three as, by Singh uses those three and calls them poison. Poison can obviously affect us in many ways, and Maya says everything affects us in three ways. One is our man, bach and karam. Our mind, our speech, bachan, and karam is our action. So if we look at how poison affects these three, and then we can understand what we need to be careful of. If we don't understand what poison is and how poison affects us in different aspects of our body and life, then we'll never be able to secure ourselves away from them. So what is poison of the mind? Is negativity, is a poor mindset, is thinking ill of others because they're in a different stage in their life, is jealousy. Because you think about all of these things, they're torturing us, no one else. A poor mindset or negativity is only bringing us down. Hating or having jealousy in your mind for somebody else is only bringing us down. So that is the poison of the mind. But the words, the poison of the words is our speech. And something you often hear, and I'm sure everyone's experienced it, is sometimes your words are more poisonous and more devastating than your actions. You can't take that back. I remember reading something, it's a little cheesy little thing, but it says the word sword, the letters in sword and words are exactly the same. S-W-O-R-D, I can spell. So those are exactly the same letters, but they're so different. A sword can harm someone physically, words can destroy someone. And you think about it, sometimes you feel bad when using words, but then you think about the effect on others and how your words can actually bring someone down. Just a small sentence, a small gesture could destroy someone's mental, emotional state. So that's the jar, this poison of the words. And the last is actually the karam, the poison of actions. And those are where the kind of the bracket of this is things like overly indulging in desires, anger, greed, hunger, attachment, in the vishay, in your senses, overly attaching yourself to Fortnite as a game, or other games that you might play, or I was playing the Nintendo Wii like last day of school, and it was really good fun. But I can imagine it's so easy. I sat there playing with a colleague. I'm a school teacher, so last day of school, and we thought someone brought in a little Wii thing, and I sat there, great time, loving it. Then thought to myself, it's so easy to be addicted to this. If you as a teacher, we often hear students, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜਾਉਂਦਾ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ 'ਚ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਮਾਪੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਦੁਖੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਯਾਰ ਸਾਡਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਦੇ ਗੇਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਛੱਡਦਾ. And I know we laugh at it. Our older generation, we think that what's wrong with these kids, can't go catch it and we take them off, but it's an actual addiction. And it's an actual issue that our young people in schools are facing. One of many, but that is another one. Social media, etc. as well. All of these are all jar. And all of these need to be moderated. I'm not saying go home and chuck up on a Wii or your PlayStation or 5 or 6 when you get a number chuck it binge maro We're not saying that. It's the whole point again. I always say is not to go from one extreme to the other, and just start throwing everything in the bin and think, "Nahi, main to gursikh wa numbertari banna ya, mere ko ek computer nahi rakhne." It's not that. It's a point of moderation. The words that were used in Bhai Gurdas ji is sanjam. Sanjam is a practice of self-control. Jap tap sanjam dharm na kamaya. Gurbani Singh Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that self-control needs to be practiced and is in essence perfected. Only once we have this self-control, this sanjam, will we have understanding of how to master our body and our soul and how to be one with Paramatma, live a more happier, content life. The reason why we're so negative, the reason why we have so many emotional unstable, or we feel down or feel depressed, is because we don't have practice constraint and control and actually thinking, how can I control my thoughts? It's not an easy thing. No one's claiming that it is an easy thing, but with regular support, professional support, regular simran, one can learn to control and practice self-constraint as well. So Maharaj says that Jagat-jootth tambaaku bikhiaa da tiaag karna, that you want to tiaag, you want to leave, you want to shun the tobacco and bikhiaa, poison. And we've talked about what the different types of poisons are. And I think individually everyone here has their own poisonous potions that we know affect us more than others. For me it might be one thing, which is I know this is my jail, this is what brings me down, this is what ruins my life and makes my relationships not very positive. We all have our own unique jail. So why does Maharaj have such an emphasis in Gurbani, baar zikr on Gurbani che ki even the Hukam na bana man re kaun mat to lini, what bad intellect have you taken on? Baar Gurbani che Maharaj talks about cleaning our mindset, cleaning our thoughts and taking on a better path. Why? Because essentially, especially for this Hukamnama, which is looking at physical consumption of poisonous things like alcohol, tobacco, is essentially that Guru tells us that har mandar eho shareer hai, gyan ratan pargat hoye. That Guru said, he tells us that this body is har mandar. That this body is the temple, if you want to use the word for mandar, is the body of Parmeshwar Vaheguru. This is Vaheguru's body. We are a vessel of God. Just like when we go home, we had a bowl of cocoa pops, or cocoa pops khade, and we put the bowl in the sink. We won't put in that bowl, the dal for tonight. We'll wash that bowl and fill bande che paunge, ab dal paunge, fir microwave garam karonge. We won't put in a dirty vessel, in a dirty bowl, the dal that we're going to consume in the evening. In the same way, Maharaj is saying is actually har mandar eho shareer hai. This body is the bowl of Vaheguru Paramatma, of God. And we need to work on clearing this and cleaning it. Cleaning our mind, body, our soul, our bhajan, our man, our mind, our words and our thoughts. Not only then will in our mind will reside Parmeshwar, will reside Vaheguru. So that once we realize that this is the vessel of Vaheguru, we will have the understanding and the knowledge that will come within us. So Maharaj says that's one reason why Maharaj has such an emphasis to leave things like tobacco, alcohol and not make them part of our lives. The second is essentially, it destroys our life. मेरे ख्याल से मैंने कोई लोड़ नहीं स्टेज पे बैठ के साखियां दसनियां कि भाई शराब छड्डो नशे छड्डो. I think साडे घरां च साखियां बथेरी मिलदियां यार. I don't think there's a need for me to sit on stage and say X, Y and Z, they were drinking alcohol, this is what happened. Because I think in every single household we will have numerous stories of individuals, of our cousins, our family members who just sharab peak and just destroyed their lives, just made the life of their families hell, lost their relationships. I mean, not within my own circle of friends or wider friend circles, but apne road te kehde se rehnde hain, at least 2 munde, they're older than us, sharab karke apne rishte tot gaye, they broke their marriages and ended up in divorce with children because they could not give up alcohol. I don't think I need to go into much depth. ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ. ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਬਚਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ 'ਚ, ਕਈ ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਸਿੱਖੀ 'ਚ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਮਨਾ ਆ. ਮਾਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਰਾਇਆ ਨਾ ਪਛਾਣੇ, ਖਸਮੋ ਧੱਕੇ ਖਾਏ. ਕਿ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਪੀਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ. Why would you drink such a thing that you do not even recognise कि ये मेरी भैन है, ये मेरी धी है, ये मेरी गुड्डी है, ये मेरी घरवाली है. You can't even recognise who the person in front of you is. You have such a fault in your mind because you're indulged and you're drunk. तुम पता ही लगता है कि कौन खरा, मेरा प्यो खरा या जी मेरा भरा खरा या प्यो नूं भी हाथ चक लेंदे आ. खसम हो धक्के खाए, महाराज होंदे ने परमेश्वर भी धक्के ही खांदे आ. जित पीता है खसम विसर है, दरगह मिले सजाए. और सिर्फ जित पीता है, जिहड़ी पी के वो चीज़ खसम विसर है, वो परमात्मा भुल जाता है. We forget परमात्मा, we forget our senses. महाराज से दरगह मिले सजाए, वो अगे जाके सजा मिलती है उन्होंने. They will be punished in one way or another. Those who शराब पी के घर वाली को कुटदे आ, चल इत्थे तो उन्होंने चलदी घर च, उत्थे जाके देखो की होगा. So महाराज से कि जित पीते हैं खसम विसर दरगह मिले सजाए. There's a very famous Sakhi of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj was leaving Anandpur Sahib on their blue horse, on their नीले घोड़ा, घोड़े ਦੀ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ तंबाकू का खेत अगे आया. The tobacco plants were growing there. उत्थे महाराज घोड़ा उत्थे गया नहीं. महाराज horse did not enter that field, did not cross through that field. The महाराज उत्थे वचन कीता कि जिहड़ा खालसा है, जिहड़ा सिख है गुरु का, जिसे सिख द गुरु, ये तंबाकू च कदी भी ना, नशे च, भंग च, होर चीज़ां च कदी ना इत्थे हाथ लावे. हाथ लाने दूर, पीने स्मोक करने बहुत दूर दी गल, हाथ ना ही लगे. ये महाराज जी ने बचने आ कि सिगरेटा तो. सो महाराज जी कहते कि अपना जित पीते खस विसर दरगह मिले सजाई. शराब तो महाराज मना की है. अब अगे जाके पता लगा महाराज जी ने तंबाकू की बड़ा मना किया है. सो I've only got a few minutes left. I don't think it's a point of me scientifically speaking why tobacco alcohol is bad. I think it's very well documented, very well stated in books, in GCSE books you learn in school, on the internet, and you don't need someone to tell you scientifically that it can destroy you, the effects of nicotine or tar, all the poisonous elements of alcohol as well. But there's definitely one thing which stood out for me. I was at the doctor's surgery yesterday, and they said, and it was written on a leaflet there, it said 4 in 10 cases of cancer can be prevented by not smoking. That's every out of 10 people, 4 in 10 cases of cancer can be prevented by not smoking. देख लो, हजे पी जाते हैं, we still keep indulging in this. And if you just, while I end off, I'm just going to give you a few pankti of Gurbani which clearly state that tobacco, alcohol is not in the way with the lifestyle of the Sikh. Guru Sahib says, Kabir Pang Machali, Sura Pan, Jo Prani Khahe, Tirth Bart Neem Kiye, Te Sabha Rasatal Jahe, Ke Jere Kabir Ji Akhne Ne, Ke Pang, so weed, Machali, Machi, Sura Pan, Jo Prani Khahe. So those who pan nahi peende apne India, they have this thing come on their lips, dry and say ke Tirth Bart Neem Kiye, Te Sabha Rasatal Jahe. You remember, it doesn't matter what good you've done, everything is wasteful if you're indulging in these types of things, in these poisons. Maharaj says that's the kind of emphasis Maharaj gives. कि सब कुछ व्यर्थ है जो शराब नशे च पैना है, तो बच के रहो भाई. पान सुपारी खातिया, मुख बीड़िया लाइया, हर हर कद नचे त्यो जम पकड़ चलाइया. Kabir ji says again कि those who eat supariya, khatiya, again intoxications that destroy your mental being, Maharaj tells us to refrain from indulging those. बाकी हम किरी गल करिए, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj in Dasam Swaroops as well, there's a stanza which says clearly कि hookah, which is kind of pipes and vaping and shisha, सारा मनाया. Why? सारे शरीर को तोड़ता है, शरीर को खराब करता है. Guru Bhai Nandal Ji writes कि सुन गुरसिख की रहत को तजे तमाकू संग मरनी मरे तो अत भला जगत झूठ न अंग. Bhai Nandal Ji who was a Sanghi, who was in the time of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, writes कि सुन गुरसिख की रहत, listen to the rehat, the lifestyle of a Gursikh. Ko taje tamaku sang, they taj, they leave, they tiaag tamaku sang, the joining or use of tobacco. Marni mare to at bhara jagat-jootth ne ang, कि बंदा मर जावे. Marni mare to at bhala, it's better to be dead. Jagat-jootth ne ang, than to rather be close to alcohol, be addicted to alcohol or smoking or weed or anything like that. It's better to be dead. These are the words of Bhai Nandalal Ji, who was a scholar of the Sikh faith. Baki, what time did now? Baki Maharaj जानते ही है. I'll give you one final thought to think about. What we sow is what we reap. Maharaj says in Gurbani ki Bije bik manga amrit vekho eho nyao. I think this is the final thoughts of the Katha, which is the 17th Hukamnama that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us is Jagat-jootth tambaaku bikhiaa da tiaag karna. I think that leave you with this is Bije bik manga amrit vekho eho nyao. If we plant poison, the word bik again, Bije means to sow. Bije bik manga amrit. If I sow poison, I'll give him a kya ki yaar मैंने कुछ बढ़िया मिले. Let me get some amrit. Let me get something pure. देखो ये होने आओ. Look at the दुनिया देखो. Where's the justice in this? Where's the rightfulness in this? Is think about what we sow in our bodies, in our houses, what we put into our relationships, what we put into our families, what we put into our house, and into everything, into Sikhi, into our school, into our education, into our lifestyle, is what we will get out. Bija amrit. Bije bik manga amrit vekho eho nyao. Pulchuka likhima. But I haven't done that in a very, I think a year. It was the last time we sat. He was on this stage last year. So, Sangat bhi bahut bahut dhanyawad karte hain. Thank you to Singh for organising, and thanks to Veer who does the recording seva. All beats a little bit, a bit nervous, stage, recording bhi hundi ajkal. So tension bad janda hai. But normally just used to be in the Sangat on tension vadiya. It's all good. Maharaj kirpa kare. So put looking at him, if I said anything wrong, I ask for forgiveness. But I think the take-home message is simple: is if we put poison into our life, then we shouldn't be surprised with the results of poisonous. Pulla kar chukha likhima, Tan Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj mere par haath rakhe, Sikhi sevaki bakshe. Pulla chukha likhima. Vaheguru Ji ka khalsa. Vaheguru Ji ki fateh.